Hello my friends, I am going to take now the second lecture related with the presettable counters. In a previous lecture, what is the presettable counter? We have seen with the IC 74163. That IC was having a synchronous clear, that is one important thing. Second thing, it can work in a count up mode only. Here we are going to take another counter, that is asynchronous, synchronous up down counter. So we are going to study here the another IC 5474193 is a 4-bit synchronous up down binary counter. This counter can work in a count up mode also, it can work in a count down mode also. So in both the directions this counter can operate. That is the specialty of this particular counter. Here this counter is having a master reset and it has a master reset input and can be reset to any desired count with the parallel load inputs. That means when the master reset is going to be activated, then all the flip-flop output are going to be reset. That means they are going to be 0, 0, 0, 0. QD is going to be 0, QC is going to be 0, QB is going to be 0 and QA is going to be 0. But the difference here is this. In a previous counter, that means in a 74163, that reset was active low. That means it is activated when it was low. Here in this case, the master reset is active high. That means it is activated when that particular pin is connected with a binary 1 or VCC. Then all outputs are going to be reset. Moreover, in a previous case, that reset was synchronous with the clock. That means after applying that active low reset, you have to wait for the clock pulse. Once the clock pulse is going to be there, then and then only it is going to be reset. Here, it does not wait for the clock pulse. It is asynchronous reset. That means as soon as the master reset is activated, all the flip-flops are going to be reset. Does not wait for the clock pulse. That is the main difference here and the previous IC. The logic symbol for this TTL MSI is shown in figure 10.29a. Pin number PL is control inputs for loading the data. So PL stands for parallel loading. That means when this pin is going to be activated, whatever the data is going to be present at PA, PB, PC and PD, that data is going to be loaded into the flip-flops, and flip-flops will take the data which is going to be presented at the inputs. So that's why it is called parallel load, is a control input for loading the data into the pins PA, PB, PC and PD. This is a schematic circuit diagram for IC 74193. You can see that this is the master reset. Here there is a straight line is there, no bubbles or nothing like that. That means this pin is going to be activated with active high. While parallel load control is having a bubble, which indicates that parallel load is going to be activated when it is going to be low. The CPU and CPD. What is the meaning of CPU and CPD? CPU stand for clock pulse when up directions, clock pulse at downward directions. So when you want to operate this counter in a count up mode, system clock should be applied at CPU, and when you want to operate this counter in a countdown mode, the system clock should be applied to this pin CPD. Other pins should be left unconnected. That means it should be make high, then it is inactive. You cannot apply the system clock to both the input simultaneously. Remember, these are the data inputs PA, PB, PC and PD. This is the pin utilized for data inputs. PD is the MSB and PA is going to be LSB. So when this parallel load input is going to be activated, whatever data PD is there, that is going to be transferred to the flip-flop output QD. data present at PC will be transferred to the QC. Similarly, data present at PB will be transferred at QB, and data which is going to be presented at PA will be transferred to the QA. So, this way this IC will work. Now, you may have a question, what is TCU and TCD? They are the outputs actually. When these outputs are going to be utilized, what is the difference between this output and this output? This output is a normal output, that is output of each flip-flops. This is TCU and TCD. With the bubble, it indicates that these outputs are going to be utilized when we are going to utilize more than one counter in a cascade mode. We have already studied this technique in decade counter or mode 10 counter, where we are utilizing unit counters, then 10th counter, then 100 counter, but it was 10th digit, so it is utilized as a decimal number system. But here it is a binary counter, 16 raised to 0, 16 raised to 1, 16 raised to 2, 16 raised to 3, like that way a different counter, that counter is going to be progressing from 0 to 50. That means total number of states are 16. So, this is modulus of 16 counter, remember. So, every 16 clock pulse, one pulse is going to be generated, that one pulse will be given to the successive counter, and every counter will get one pulse after 16 pulses which is coming out from either TCU or TCD. If it is operating in count up mode, the output should be taken here. If it is working in a countdown mode, the output should be taken here, and it is connected to the clock input of successive counter CPU or CPD, and that way you can cascade the counter, which can be utilized in a microprocessor etc. counter. You know that there is a address bus which is having a 16-bit counter. There you can utilize this kind of 4 counter which were connected in a cascade mode. This is your figure B, which is a state diagram of this counter. Each box represents a stable state. An arrow represents that in which directions the counter is going to be progressing. So, normally when master reset is going to be activated, all the flip-flops are going to be in 0 0 0 state. That means it is in the stable state 0, and each box is also representing that these states are stable state. Now, once this MR is going to be inactive, that means by making it low, parallel entry is going to be high, and this is unconnected. Then after, if you apply the system clock to the CPU, and the contain of the counter is going to be advanced by 1. So, every clock pulse, the contain of the counter is going to be advanced by 1. So, that way it is working in a count up mode, and it is progressing like this way, shows by the arrow. From 0 it will go to the state next state 1, then from 1 next clock pulse it will go to the state 2, then from here next clock pulse it will go to the state 3, and like that way it is progressing in this directions, and finally it will move to the state 15. Again, when the clock pulse is going to be occur, that means it is going to be reset to 0 0 0, and that way the sequence is going to be complete. So, this way it is working as a count up mode. Similarly, if the system clock was applied at CPD, then the contain of the counter is actually decremented. That means from the state 0 it will go to the state 15, which is shown by dashes arrow, and next clock pulse it will be decremented again from state number 15 to the state number 14. Again it is shown by this dash arrow. So, in this direction it is going to be progressing. That means it is working in a countdown mode. So, this way this IC is going to be normally function, which is shown here. Everything is written here. which I will be reading again, and for your reference it will be good. Pin MR is the master reset and it is normally held low. A high level on MR will reset all the flip-flop. That means master reset is active high. Output TCU and TCD are to be used to drive the following units, such as in a cascade arrangement. So I just told you that if there are number of counters which are connected in cascade mode, these are the actually outputs TCU and TCD to operate the successive counter in count up mode or in a count down mode. The clock inputs are CPU and CPD. CP means clock pulse and U stand for up mode, clock pulse in a down mode, that is called CPD. Placing the clock on CPU will cause the counter to count up and placing the clock on CPD will cause the counter to count down. Notice that clock should be connected to either CPU or CPD, but not both. The unused input should be held high. The output of the counters are QA, QB, QC and QD. These outputs are output of each flip-flops. A state diagram is simple drawing which shows the stable state of the counter as well as how the counter progresses from one count to the next. The state diagram for the 5474193 is shown in figure 10.29b. Each box represents a stable state and the arrow indicates the count sequence from both count up as well as in count down operation. This is a 4-bit counter and clearly there are 16 stable state which can be numbered 0, 1, 2, 3 etc. up to 15 and hence there are 16 discrete state and hence it is called a modus of 16 counter. The 5474193 has a parallel data entry capability which permits the counter to be preset to any number present on the parallel data entry inputs PA, PB, PC and PD. That means you can modify this counter. This counter is normally natural counter of modulus of 16. But using this parallel data entry and the data inputs, that is PA, PB, PC and PD, you can start this counter from any count from 0 to 15. Not necessary to always to start from 0. You want to start from the state number 5. Then corresponding to the state number 5, 0, 1, 0, 1. That data must be present at PA, PB, PC and PD. And when the parallel data entry is to be activated, the output will take that value. That means QD, QC, QA, QC, QD, QC, QB and QA will take the value of PA, PD, PC, PB and PA and that way it is going to be set to the state number 5. And once it is start again working in a count up mode, it will advance from the state number 5 to the state number 6, 7 etc. So this counter can be preset to any state by applying this data inputs PA, PB, PC, PD and activating the parallel data inputs. That's why it is known as a presetable counter. Whenever the parallel load input is low, data present at this 4 input is shifted into the counter. That is, the counter is preset to the number held by PD, PC, PB and PA. Suppose you want to start this counter from state number 9. That means PD should be 1, PC should be 0, PB is supposed to be 0 and PA is going to be 1. This data should be presented at this data inputs. And as soon as this parallel load entry is going to be low, this data is going to be loaded into the counter. And your QD will be 1, QC is going to be 0, QB is going to be 0 and QA is going to be 1. That means counter is set to state number 9, 1001, and it is ready to advance from that state either direction, either in a count up mode or in a count down mode, depending upon where you are connecting your system clock. Not here. Now, here is another technique for modifying this counter. That means we can modify this counter to any modules of the counter by using a NAND gate. There is another technique here. That means we can utilize a NAND gate. Simply use a NAND gate to detect any of the stable state, say state 15. We can choose any state from 0 to 15, but for convenience, and whichever state we are going to choose, that state is going to be unstable state. Remember, that state is no longer will be seen, that will be more momentarily only, and that is why it is called unstable state, and it will be immediately disappear. So, and correspondingly, we are here, it is, for example, we have choose the state number 15. 15 state means QD is 1, QC is 1, QB is 1, and QA is going to be 1. And if this is the input is connected to the input of the NAND gate, 4 input NAND gate is taken, then when the state number 15 is going to be there, then output of the NAND gate is going to be low. And what happens? This output is connected to the parallel data entry, that is active low, and whatever data which you have presented at PA, PB, PC and PD, that will be loaded into the counter. That means the counter is going to be preset to that particular state after it reaching to the state 15, which will not be shown. The only time PL will be low is when QD, QC, QB and QA are all high, or they are state 15, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. At this time, counter will be preset to the data which is presented at PD, PC, PB and PA. For example, suppose that PD, PC, PB and PA are going to be the state 9, 1001. The number 9 is presented at data inputs. When the clock is applied, the counter is advancing in a normal count sequence, and when the counter is progressing to the state number 15, then what happens? Output of the NAND gate is going to be low. That means parallel entry data is going to be activated. At this time, parallel load will go low and the number 9 will be shifted into the counter. That means parallel entry data pin is going to be activated, and whatever data which is going to be present at PA, PB, PC and PD, which is in our example is a state 9, is shifted into the counter, and counter will then progress through the state 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14 if the counter is advancing in count up mode. So, the counter is progressing from 9, then next clock pulse it is going to be advanced to the state 10, then 11, 12, 13 and 14, and when the next clock pulse is there, it will go to the state 15, but 15 is unstable state. Again, the output of the NAND gate is going to be low, and the data which is already presented state number 9, which we will be loaded. That means after 14 it will no longer remains into the state 15, but it will directly jump to the state number 9. So this way, how many states are there? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then again it will repeat again starting from 9, 10, etc., etc. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So this way it is operating as a modus of 6 counter. But suppose, think about it, the counter is given a system clock at CPD. That means if the counter is operating in a countdown mode, what will happen? When it is operating in a countdown mode, then once it is latched into the state number 9, Then when the next clock pulse will be there, it will not advance from 9 to 10, but it will go from 9 to 8. Next clock pulse, again it is going to be decremented from 8 to 7, and that way again it is going to be decremented to the 6, etc., etc. And again when it comes to 0, then next clock pulse it will be going to the state number 15, and which is going to be unstable state. Again that parallel entry is going to be activated and it will be latched into the state number 9. So it will work as a modulus of 10 counter. The count sequence is easily shown by the state diagram in figure 10.30 on the next page. Notice that count 15 is no longer a stable state. It is the short time during which the counter is preset. The stable state in these examples are 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. This is then a mode 6 counter. You can see that. So when the counter is advancing in a normal count sequence like this way, and when it will go from the 14 to 15, which is unstable state, the output of the NAND gate is going to be low, it is activated and data presented at PA, PB, PC and PD was 9. So the 9 will be loaded into the flip flop and QD, QC, QB and QA becomes state number 9. So from unstable state it will go to the stable state 9, and then again it is going to be moved in this directions, and this way it works as a modulus of 6 counter. Notice that this technique is asynchronous since the preset action is not in synchronism with the clock. Therefore, you should be aware that the counting spikes or glitches may be associated with the output of presetting arrangement. So here this technique is asynchronous technique, and hence when the decoding gates are going to be connected to the output of the gates, output of the flip flops, then there is possibility that glitches or counting spikes are going to be produced, which is unwanted signals and which will create a problem in a further digital system. So you have to be careful about this glitch. Now there is an example is corresponding to this. Suppose that the counter just discussed is still a preset counter 1001, that is state number 9, but the count clock is applied to the countdown rather than count up mode. What are the counting states and what is the modulus? I have already discussed these things. I told you that if the counter is operating in a countdown mode instead of count up mode, so when it comes to the state number 15, which is unstable state, because the output of the NAND gate is going to be low, parallel entry is going to be activated, and whatever data is going to be presented at PD, PC, PB and PA will be loaded into the flip flop, and output of the flip flops will take the state 9, which is the stable state 9. But now it is operating in a countdown mode. So from the count 9 it will go to the count 8, then it will go to the count 7. So according to this arrow it will move in this directions, and it will jump from 4, 3 to 1, again 0, and when the next clock pulse will be there, it will go to the state number 15, which is again unstable, and then it will jump to the state number 9. So how many number of states are going to be there through which the counter is going to be progressing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So there are 10 stable states. So this way it is working in a modulus of 10 counter now. Previously, if the system clock was applied on a CPU, that means in up direction, it was working in a count up mode, then it was working as a modulus of 6 counter. But when system clock is applied to CPD, that means it is working in a countdown mode, and the number of state through which it is progressing is 10. So it is working as a modulus of 10 counter. Thank you, dear friends.